2000 and is it 11 or is it 12? Maybe 2011. Inbred has made its way to Blu-ray here in America, or at least it's made its way to a on-demand BDR by way of Leomark Entertainment, I guess, or Black Mandala. I don't know. Either way, this thing was on DVD originally. It was in like a macabre series, the same series that brought us Found on DVD with no Blu-ray back in the day. But this thing, I had heard of it a long time ago. Never actually had the chance to watch it, but it follows like this group of like students or whatever they are, and they're on their like a tour thing, and they end up in the clutches of this group of people who basically like to torture and maim people for the village's entertainment or the town's entertainment, if you will. It kind of reminded me a whole lot, which they're really pushing the Texas Chainsaw Massacre thing with it. They compare it to Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They're really pushing that. But to me, it reminded me more of like 2001 Maniacs with Robert Englund. Like it felt like that kind of vibe. Maybe not as over the top or goofy as that one is at times, but it is definitely in that same vein. The only negative thing I can say about this movie is it's kind of a drag up to about the halfway point, and from that point on, that's when the gore starts, and that's when the fun really starts to get kicked off. None of the good characters, like none of our heroes or whatever, if you will, none of our protagonists are really that interesting, which is okay because you get to watch them get maimed and whatnot. But the village of people and the inbred family, if you will, is definitely fun for what they are. Now this is like Scottish or British or something like that. I believe it's British. It's uh it's 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 probably better than you might think it is. But it says as films like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it even compares to 2001 Maniacs, which is actually good. I had not known that was on there before, actually, but you do get that vibe. The Wrong Turn vibe, yeah, sure. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, well, you got a big guy that's mentally challenged with a chainsaw. So, yeah, I guess I could see that too. But it is a whole lot of fun. And it reminds you mostly of the movies that came out in like the early 2000s or mid 2000s, like the 2007, 8ish, 9ish horror films. Like it kind of gives you that vibe. Like I could see myself back in the day, maybe renting this or not renting this, but waiting until it went for sale on DVD and buying it on DVD around that time period if it had been around. And it would have fit right in with stuff like Otis and stuff that come out around that time. But for the time it came out, I think I might have missed out. I think this is a movie that would have probably been, one of my favorites at the time when it came out. I don't know why I never seen it till now, but I am a fan of it. If you just want some silly stuff, over the top violence, it's got a lot of violence, especially near the end of it. If you want something like that and you like the comedic horror elements, then hey, this one is for you. Um, like I said, it's a little slow getting started. The only violence in like the first little portion of the movie is from a movie that the people in the movie are watching. So, and when you see the over the top CGI violence in that, don't let that discourage you from what you're going to see later, because trust me, it does get better later on. And if it's CGI later on, they did it really good. I think it's more practical. But there's some creative kills here. There's some very interesting deformed folks, and it's just an overall fun and bloody film. But like I said, this is a burn on demand title. I get a lot of these in to review, and I know a lot of people don't like those because the smaller companies like this do the BDRs. But you know, it's it is what it is. But it's good quality nonetheless. Like I could, if I didn't know it was BDR, I wouldn't think it was BDR because it definitely doesn't look like less quality. Uh, one of the negatives to that is there's really no extras, but a lot of the stuff that comes out these days on disc doesn't really have extras anyway. But 3.5 out of 5, liked it a lot. If you haven't seen Inbred, give it a chance.